Hello, welcome to MCFC9320 Group TV. Good evening, gentlemen and lady.
Good evening, Andy.
Good evening.
How are we? Decent result today?
Yeah.
Not too bad.
I took a draw at the beginning and we got a draw, so I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah, but you're not disappointed on the grand scheme of things that we should have took all three?
Yeah, in a way, because I think the referee was a bit inept.
I'll tell you what he was.
Yeah, I can't swear, remember, Andy.
He was... What?
You have to mime it because we can't swear, remember.
No,
Bobbins.
He was rubbish, wasn't he? He was bought. Yeah. He was bought by the Liverpool faithful. You know, how can that not be a second yellow?
He should have had 3 yellows.
You can't get 3 yellows.
Yeah, exactly. But he should have had more than that.
I just thought it was. You could just see something like that happening, and the way Bernardo. And by the way, Alex, Bernardo today,
phenomenal. You know, some of you say that he was the man of the match. Can't argue with that. For me, it was Foden, but Bernardo was up there.
It was incredible today, Bernardo. In particular, it was at the first half where he just took the Mickey out of about pretty much all their midfield and defence.
Yeah.
Yep.
Guns through them all.
Yeah. He doesn't like Liverpool, does he, Bernardo?
No, definitely not.
Makes 2 of us. I just think today, Klopp, what a horrible, horrible individual. My moments of ranting, please. Klopp, unbelievable. The fella on I don't know if you've seen it, John. His post-match.
No, I haven't.
Absolutely.
Me neither.
No, did you see it, Anne-Marie?
I did, yeah.
He's an horrible, horrible individual. You know, more or less. Oh, it'd be a bit cheeky of us to have asked for all 3 points today. They got played off the park. They absolutely got played off the park. So, yeah, absolutely. You know, the spitting afterwards as well. I thought Pep did very, very well keeping his cool in the post-match regarding Milner and the spitting. I nearly said spitting image then. Well, Klopp is a bit of a puppet, innit? I just thought it was unlucky today, John.
Yes, first half we should have had a couple. I thought that was a penalty on Foden. I can't even understand how it didn't get looked at by VAR.
Not once.
But yeah, to me, I watched Liverpool play against us today, and all they did was literally get the ball, hoof it up the field, and hope they got lucky. They just basically Stoke in disguise.
Literally in disguise.
Yeah.
You like that one. Ali. We're just after we've got the 5th member about to come on. So, ladies and gentlemen, may we introduce he'll probably coming upside down, live from his bath, Mr. Riz. No swearing. We're already on air. You look very clean. Where have you been?
Well, just decontaminated myself. I didn't go to the game, but just watching it on the telly makes me feel dirty. So I've just got out of the bath, to be honest. So I might be sweating a bit.
Well, you don't sweat at work, I've been told. So
no, I don't work hard enough.
Yeah. So straight in. What you we've just touched on. I've just had a bit of a rant about Klopp. Milner, the spitting, and that stupid referee, what in my opinion was bought today. That should have been.
What's the spitting thing? Because I turned it off straight after the game, so I didn't.
After Foden scored, one of the fans spat at our backroom staff.
Standard for down there, isn't it? They were just probably swearing at him, and a load of spittle came out.
They probably said chicken.
Oh, for Zachary.
Exactly. So yeah, they was there for the taking today, Riz, wasn't there?
Oh, you know what? I feel like we got beat.
I just said that to her.
Yeah,
John,
honest.
before we come on there, I said it feels like beat.
We absolutely battered him in the first half. I mean, they gave us 5 minutes, and after that, we just settled in, and we just needed to go in 1-0 up at least. For me, it was a penalty as well. If not, at least a free kick. Had to be one or the other. It wasn't just wave it on and get on with it. It had to be one or the other. Milner should have gone. Referee bottled it. We absolutely battered him. I mean, I've got to say, what a fantastic goal from Salah. Credit where credit's due. You've got to give him that. But go on.
But before that, they should have been down to 10 men.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. But how many times have we seen that where we should have got a decision? Happens every time against Liverpool. We should have had a goal at one end and you got a free kick at one end or a penalty, and then they've got the other end and score. And that's exactly what have happened. Milner should have gone. There's no two ways about that. Nobody can argue it.
No, because he subbed him off straight after, didn't he? So he knew.
Absolutely, they knew. They knew the man's past it. He's an horrible snake, and I've loved to have seen him sent off.
Yeah, I agree. And Marie, we was just touching on Bernardo earlier. For me, he was man of the match. He just does not like Liverpool, does he?
No, he doesn't. And for that alone, I love him. But again, it was the last few weeks when you've watched him, I'm just so relieved we didn't let him go in summer, because what a difference he's made to the team.
I don't think he was ever leaving, to be honest. I don't think he was ever leaving.
I don't think he was either. There was a lot of talk that he was going to go, though, because of, bringing Grealish in and different things. But for me, he was the last couple of games, he's definitely been our man of the match, because he's covered every single blade of grass.
That so deserved the goal. I can't believe Foden didn't just hit that, because he should have hit that first time. And
he was crying out for first timer as well.
And of all the people at the moment you want that to land to, it'll be Foden, won it, and fluffed his lines, didn't he, for one of the goals? Well, for the goal of the season, it would have been. Yeah,
Alex, Foden, he could have had a hat trick, couldn't he?
Yeah, and they were, hitting him, basically assaulting him, but he didn't get some decisions. I just wanted to add a comment about Bernardo. We're very fortunate that he is performing well, because he's kind of covering it up for KDB, unfortunately.
Yeah.
In the first half, I don't know if any of you have seen me tweet. I actually tweeted after about 20 minutes.
Is it too early to get him off?
Take him off. But then he chips in with that goal. Yeah, it wasn't on target, but the ball, what set it up, it was magnificent from him.
I mean, he's not been at the races since he's come back. I mean, he played well in the is it the Wickham game? I think he came back on the first game.
We'd played well against Wickham, to be fair.
Yeah, but then the last couple of games, his passes have gone astray. He looks tired. He certainly isn't up to his usual standards. But I think we've touched on this before. With something like Kevin De Bruyne, because he's world class, he can just do one thing in a game and change it. And
he did.
He did it, didn't he?
Yeah.
And that's world class players. Even when they're not on form, they can still do something. And that's the. I tweeted the same thing, I think, Andy, at the same sort of time, and I just think that he was our worst player on the pitch at that particular time. He wasn't pressing. Every time he touched the ball, it was a heavy touch. It was, the passes weren't going in the right place. He was kicking it into touch. He just wasn't at the races at all. But then he goes and scores that goal. Yeah,
we was just before we came on air, we was moaning a little bit about the international break, and that's coming up now. But if you think about it, the international break will be good for De Bruyne, because he'll certainly be playing for Belgium. So that's at least a couple more games where he'll get a bit more match fitness. Some of them do need it, but you know, even that clearance by Rodri today, Henry,
Stones-esque against Liverpool from a couple of years back.
Good memory, Alex. Good memory.
Well done, Alex.
Despite my age.
It was just a brilliant clearance. It was as good as a goal.
Yeah, it was. It was a sure goal coming. And if he hadn't cleared it, there'd have been another goal against us. So it was definitely.
Yeah.
You know,
if it had been anybody else, he probably would have been in the back of the net.
Like there was a Alex Edison. You know, for thankfully Roger was there, but a mistake. We have to say, you know, what a mess by Edison. But let's not forget that ball. What he did in, you know,
to Foden.
Oh, it was rude, wasn't it? It was quite. I felt a bit dirty as it landed in front of Foden.
I was unbelievable. It's just like
watching that game today. There is no doubt in my mind who is the best Brazilian keeper out of them two, and I don't know why he doesn't get played by Brazil.
I think it's because the Alisson, she plays for Liverpool, doesn't she? So I think that's why. And
she has a beard. I thought she was brilliant when she won the Eurovision, though, don't you?
So you just always make me lose track. So John, the past week, you know, beat Chelsea. I thought it was a bang average performance against Paris Saint-Germain, and we've played Liverpool 3 very, very tough games. More importantly for me, we've got 4 points out of them in the Premier League because I'm not really a fan of the Champions League, but so it's not been a bad week domestically, has it?
Out of them 3 games, the one I wouldn't mind losing is the one against PSG because that's the group game in the Champions League. It's nothing. Out of the Premier League, I'm very happy with what we've got. Yes, Paul said he feels like he's had a loss, but to go to Anfield and come away with the draw, we normally lose there. So to come away with the draw. No, but it's different then, isn't it? Last season is totally different than this season. Fans are back. It's a big difference.
Spitting fans are back.
Yeah, and fans who only sing when Jerry sings along with them.
Yeah.
How can he sing?
Oh, does, doesn't he? They dig him up, don't they, Liverpool? They'll cryogenics, my friend.
Hurry up, John, move on.
Well, so are you.
Yeah, before, okay. We've done, I think we did well today. We literally played them off the park. Like I said earlier, they're just the Stoke in disguise. They just hoof the ball. They've no midfield. There's no quality in that area. What they have got quality-wise is up front. And that proved it today when Salah scored the 2 goals.
What was your moment of the match, John?
Mine? I would say that Rodri clearance.
That's a good one. Riz, what was your moment of the match? I'll throw one at you.
Mine was probably that little Bernardo run. I thought it was just, I was chuckling when he was doing it, his little feet going. It was just, I wish he'd have kept going. It was very Messi-esque, if I can say, if that's a word.
Well, you've just made it. So
word of the day, Messi-esque.
Alex, your moment of the match. See, Riz has just come close to. I thought he was going to spoil me thunder then.
Rodri, obviously.
Anne-Marie.
Oh dear. I don't know. I'm gonna go for Foden's equaliser, the first equaliser, because I just thought it was such a good finish.
Mine. Little Bernardo putting Van Dijk on his bum.
Yes. Yeah.
I was in that little mazy run, I thought he was going to nail it. Putting Van Dijk on his bum.
He did. It was very Stephen G-esque as well, wasn't it? You know, he was scrambling. He sat him on his backside and he was scrambling to get to his feet. It was beautiful.
You like putting esque on every word, don't you?
Esque, that's my word today. Esque.
Paul Risby-esque.
Esquire.
No, for me, that was just, this world-class Rolls Royce.
Yeah, but
little bit.
Rod's clearance was a game changer.
Yeah.
So that for me was the one.
Yeah. Good shout, but not as good as mine.
Yeah, I think technically John's right, but as for my hatred of Liverpool and all things Liverpool, yeah, I've got to go with Andy.
Yeah, Bernardo Silva. Have you heard that one?
That was beautiful. He hates them, doesn't he? He genuinely has a hatred for them.
I wouldn't like to ask him what they've done to him, but whatever it is, just carry on.
Yeah, crack on.
Yeah. So
Can I mention Phil Foden's teeth as well, by the way, because he was interviewed on the telly and them teeth are pearly whites. He's had them done.
I didn't see him. I was coming back from the game.
Oh, listen to you.
I'd have gone to the match, but I need my wheels on my vehicle.
Yeah, I'm not double jabbed either. I've not had my tetanus or me. The one for is it swine? No, what's the rat one?
Oh, it's rabies.
No, there's one for rats, isn't there? Like forget what they call it.
Lyme's disease.
Lyme's disease? That's it. Yeah. So I've not had that. Need my booster, so unfortunately I couldn't go.
So.
Can I just take a moment to praise Gabriel Jesus just for you, Andy?
You can, my friend, because I tell you, he grafted. I'll stand your corner with you, Alex, us fellow Bulgarians. He grafted and grafted and grafted. And I tell you what, I can't believe he's not from Portugal either, if I'm being honest.
I say the same.
He's a Brazilian-esque, isn't he, Riz?
Very Portuguese-esque as well, I would say.
No.
What did Pep get booked for as well, by the way? What happened to... he wasn't happy, was he? No, was it aggressively removing his jacket?
No.
Yeah, and showing it MDCR.
Yeah.
I think it was something to do with the vile Liverpool fans behind. But Pep, post-match, didn't want to speak about it. He just said he's sure that the... Liverpool FC will sort it out.
Is that why he took his jacket off? Because it was full of spittle?
Imagine that.
Yeah. So
I'd have it DNA tested, then arrested.
Riz, the striker debate.
Probably find all the same one.
The striker debate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
So, is that 14 or 15 different scorers in the... Oh, is it 12 different scorers in the Premier League so far?
14.
14, you sure?
Yeah.
We need to get our keeper scoring, don't we?
Well, that ball was as good as a goal today. So striker-wise, there's been a lot of debate on it. Mainly people who don't even support City are debating. We should have a striker, lad. If we had a striker, yeah, we'd have probably beat Paris Saint-Germain, and I think we'd have dismantled Liverpool today. But the way we set up now, even we don't know how we're going to
thing is
have up front.
Saying about a striker, yeah, people saying, "Oh, I want a striker up front," but we might not be as creative then.
I don't think a Harry Kane would fit in.
No,
with our current style.
No, he would as a striker, but I don't think he could play in Pep's way.
We're going on about strikers. I think I mentioned this maybe last time. We're going about strikers, but they're going about Liverpool's front three. Now, have we not got a front three?
We've got a front five.
We've got a front six, really.
That's what I mean. So a striker is basically someone who stands up front and waits for the ball to come to him. Isn't he?
Lump it up front.
Lump it up front, hold it up, and then wait for the ball to come to him. And why do we need a striker?
To be fair, Liverpool are used to having strikers, aren't they?
We just need to be able to hit the back of the net. I heard it. I was just brushing over it. I was just standing over the tumbleweed.
When was the last time you had a brush?
I tell you what, I've got an hairy chest, I do have to.
No. I've already got the thought of you in the bath. Just gone now.
You want to see what I've got on underneath the tape?
No. No,
we don't. No, we don't.
Like Angela Rippon in the Morecambe and Wise.
So with the strikers, what we're linked with, etc. Which Anne-Marie, which striker would you say is the most compatible to our style of play?
Oh,
Like the way through that one at you first.
yeah. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
I'm not sure. I was never convinced that Harry Kane was for us, because I actually don't think he'd fit into Pep's style of play. And
would any striker? Would any outside striker?
I think if you get somebody young enough, I think you can mould and adapt them
into a midfielder.
into that type of play. But the one thing I will say is, while I appreciate we've got lots of talent going forward, Grealish isn't and can't fill that number 9 role or false number 9.
We wouldn't expect him to, because he's not.
Well, he was supposed to be doing it today, and it just wasn't him.
Again on
he's
Twitter,
not quick enough.
Again on Twitter during the game, I did say, Grealish wasn't doing it, so I'd put Mr. Foden more central. And I think once Grealish went off, I think we upped our gears a little bit more then, because we went back to how we know we can play, Alex.
I agree. I think this striker debate, I would focus more on Raheem Sterling, because he is capable of scoring a lot of goals. And why bring another man to do the job when you already have people who can score? They're just not scoring, particularly Sterling.
So you don't think we need a striker?
I mean, I wouldn't mind having one, but it's not necessary. It's not like we're desperate.
Who?
As always, I will say Heung-min Son, and I'm the only one saying it.
Human Song?
Yep. Son.
No. He plays bobbins when Harry Kane doesn't play for Spurs in my little...
He needs him holding his hand, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He'd be all right for us, I reckon.
I just think we need to... We have got the players, they're just not scoring the goals. And I think we need to sort of make a decision that, right, it's going to be, I think whether it's Sterling, it's certainly not Grealish. Grealish was lost today.
His position he was. I agree with you, is the position. And that's why why take him from the left, his strongest position. That weakened us a little bit. Thankfully, everybody else up the game apart from De Bruyne. So I can't understand why Pep did that, but he's the genius.
Not when he started. I know Jesus has been fantastic on the right, but if you had to play that 3, you'd surely put Jesus in the middle and have Foden out wide, or one of my favourites, Mahrez. You could have even played him today.
Why not Ferran Torres?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think Ferran Torres is our answer, but for whatever reason, Pep doesn't seem to be thinking that, and he is a young kid, isn't he? We forget that. So, maybe today wasn't the game to play me. I don't know, but certainly want to tinker with it by putting Grealish in the middle.
I feel sorry for Grealish because he's on a hiding to nothing just because it cost 100 million. It wasn't him who said, I'm worth 100 million.
No. Nothing to do with money either. It's just, it's just today, of all days, I would not have played him. I wouldn't have tinkered with that in that position today. He's been getting results out wide left, so... against Milner, I think he'd have done just as good a job as what Foden did. And Foden would have been in the middle, maybe. I don't know. We don't need another striker. No. People keep saying, if we'd have had a striker, we'd have done this. We wouldn't. Not necessarily, would we?
No.
We could go and get Haaland. But, he's got his work rate's not good enough. He'd be stood there looking like Ronaldo.
The only striker as such that I could actually see that fitted into our team perfectly would have been Messi.
Mbappe.
No, Mbappe's not technical
sure,
enough.
Having seen him play now, no, he's not all that for me. He's all pace, isn't he?
But he's a striker. Yeah.
All these strikers we're talking about now, they all play on the counter, and we don't play like that.
I know. I've seen them playing on here on the counter.
That's a bar.
Have we got like a graphic of tumbleweed we can put rolling across the screen or something?
Yeah,
is that possible?
Of course, anything's possible.
I'm going to start getting into technology, me, and have SZN after my name, and that might help. I think.
Who?
SZN.
Right, okay.
Oh, the Twitter.
Yeah.
I've got letters after my name. Not very flattering.
Yeah. Normally 4.
Okay, 4. So it's not been a bad week. I think we'd have took that one with 4 points. From Chelsea, because Chelsea are flying, but we made it look easy last week.
Yeah,
we did.
Glad you all agree.
I've not seen one team play like we play. Yeah.
I've seen a few teams try to play like we play.
Yeah. And we all know where that goes.
Failing miserably.
Yeah, I just feel it's a big few weeks coming up. Who've we got coming up, John? I'll let you do the honours.
Who we got coming up? Obviously,
Burnley.
next game, Burnley. Then we've got Bruges away. Then it's Brighton away. Then it's West Ham in the Carabao Cup away.
Now, is it Carabao or Carabao?
Carabao.
Boo. Can you do the fandango?
From the most of lightning. Yeah. And then it's Palace at home then.
So.
Oh, winnable then, aren't they?
Nothing's daunting there, is it?
No.
Before we meet the Rags away, which is touch wood.
Is it Burnley at home?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
Burnley. They ball.
We normally put 5 past Burnley at home, though, don't we?
Yeah.
Well, we can't take every game for granted because really we should have buried Southampton, but you would fancy us to beat Burnley.
I'd like to put 7 past them, and then they can't count them all on one hand.
No, they could. Give me high 7.
Don't like Burnley.
Yeah, so it's so there's nothing frightening coming up. So you'd like to think this time in say next month we'd be comfortable in the top of the Premier League.
I don't see any threat at all, me. I think it's hard. It's hard to lose again. If we play how we can play, there's not a team can live with us. I'm being genuinely honest with that. We'll get beat by stupid mistakes or stupid decisions by referee, VAR, stuff like that. I can't see any team beating us because technically we're the best team on the planet at the moment, I think.
The only team that can beat us is Man City.
Yeah.
Just say that you stole my thunder.
It won't be the City women though, because they're not doing so well at the moment.
No, they're not.
What's happening to him, Anne-Marie?
I wish I knew, Andy. I wish I knew what was going on.
You know what I think it is? I think it's I took over the Twitter and Facebook thing for the women.
Have you?
Well, yeah, supposed to have. I've not really got into it yet, have I? Because I don't like posting negative tweets and stuff.
You do?
So I've not had a chance.
You do?
Not when it comes to the women.
I've seen your Twitter feed. You love posting negative stuff.
It's not negative.
You've not got a blue tick at the end of your Prestige car repairs. You've got a red cross.
Skull and crossbones.
Yeah.
No, I'm just honest. I say it as I see it, and
you should be allowed to because
constructive criticism, isn't it, Paul?
Exactly.
So, What's your thoughts on the women so far this season, Riz?
I've not actually been to the games, but I've been watching them on the telly. They've been on telly quite a few times, and it just looks like they've lost key players, haven't they? They've still got players out. I know you shouldn't be blaming them on injuries, but women's football is different to blokes. They don't have a massive bench, and they haven't got a massive strength in depth. Normally, you've probably got 12, 13 players. And then the rest are kind of, I don't mean this horrible way, making up the numbers. So once you get a few injuries in key positions like City have, I think they're going to struggle. And I think Taylor's under a bit of pressure at the moment. But,
I was just going to say, I don't think he's up to the job.
No. I don't. He just doesn't come across as what we had before, does he? I forget the guy's name. It was there before, but
Nick Cushing.
He seemed to do a really good job, and this guy just doesn't seem quite. I mean, I must admit, it's got to be intimidating having all them women around you, haven't it? I mean, my missus, I've just got one, and I can't handle it. So how are we going to control 13 of them?
I'd be very careful what you say.
Right, right. Listen, Riz. I just want you to carry on.
Well, no, because I've got one woman in my life, and you try to sort of, get them to do things that you want them to do. And how's he carrying on with 13? 13 of them, for God's sake.
What do you mean getting them to do what you want them to do?
Because that's what you have to do as a manager. Look at Pep.
I'm just going to get the
Pep has to get his.
You're not your wife's manager.
No, she's the boss.
Exactly.
She's the boss. She wears the pants. And if I stand up in a minute, you'll see why.
Told you, Andy.
But no, he's the manager, and he's got to get his team to perform and do what he wants them to do. That's part of the manager's job, And he's obviously not capable of doing it. I don't think he's up to the job.
So just going about what you said about the women a few minutes ago, mate.
Yeah.
Go on.
What did I say?
You tell me that.
No, I've just said it. I've just exactly said what I said, and I stand by it.
Do you agree with Anne-Marie? Come on, my popcorn's out here.
Well, I'm not convinced about Gareth Taylor, but looking at the way we played last season and how close we were to winning the league last season, he must have been doing something right.
But don't you think it's odd how we have this amazing turnover of players? Because is that through the WSL altogether, or is that just us? Because we seem to, 1 minute you've got a good solid team together. Next thing you've lost all the players and they've gone somewhere else.
It's to do with, there is particularly the players that come in from abroad. They seem to have. So I think we had 2 Americans last season, didn't we? We had Rose Lavelle, and we had, I can't think of the other girl's name.
So Anne-Marie's now blaming foreigners?
No, I'm not blaming foreigners, but they only stayed for a season. And I think that kind of hampers your team.
Because was it some American striker? Was she a striker that came over? American, she came in and she disrupted it all. I think from what I can gather, she came in and made a bit of a mess of it, didn't she?
Could we not use it for the men's team? We're short of a striker.
No, we don't need a striker. We've already touched on that.
I think we should get Stuart Pearce for the men's job.
And his little beanie toy.
He'd be better off with having a beanie toy doing it than Stuart Pearce, God.
So it's not been a bad week, guys, has it? I know we just had a bit of fun on, about City women there, but I'm sure that will be sorted out one way or the other soon. All in all, good week. What are you looking forward to next week? What you're all up to?
Missing City.
Doing what?
Missing City.
Oh.
We should be playing football, but we're not.
These international breaks are rubbish, aren't they?
Yeah. You just get a bit of motivation going, a bit of momentum, and then it just another 2-week break.
It's not just the players, is it? It's the fans. We we just start getting into the season and we're on our second international break. It's ridiculous.
And we've still got another one to come yet before Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. I thought this was the final one.
No, there's another one.
So will you be following Bulgaria, Alex, in the international break?
No, not really.
Judas. Will it be Portugal?
Yeah, the Portuguesians maybe.
Yeah.
So
I will be supporting the Portuguese.
So we've all so I take it you'll all be watching, a lot of the international football, especially No.
I think
watch it because it's football.
Strictly Come Dancing, I'll be watching that. A lot of Netflix. Netflix, I'll be watching that.
Me too.
You two going to be watching it together?
Well, we do actually do a watch along sometimes, don't we, Alex?
Yeah, we do.
Watch party.
After the podcast.
Yeah, we're thinking of maybe doing it. The bit of ballroom dancing.
Yeah, and inviting others.
Yeah.
To join us.
Same-sex couples and all that. We're not bothered, are we, Alex? Not bothered.
No.
So, anything else you want to bring up before we go?
We've covered everything, really, haven't we?
I think we have, haven't we? Put the world to rights a little bit. Milner, still ate him. Scousers, spit him. Horrible individual.
Bang average against PSG. Standard.
I thought we played really well against PSG,
Me too.
Bang average.
I was gutted.
Bang average we was.
No, I thought we played well, mate. For my footballing knowledge, I thought we did we did really well apart from scoring enough goals.
That's
there for the taking. They were there for the taking. And they got done 2-0.
Especially in the second half.
They got done 2-0 as well after us, so we obviously took it out of them, didn't we?
Yeah, because they lost 2-0 today, didn't they?
I said that.
I weren't listening.
You should do, but get some cotton buds. Some things in your ears that you can't hear what I'm saying.
What?
Do it again, Riz. Guys,
that's tumbleweed.
Yeah. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. Anybody else get anything before we go on our international break?
Oh, when's Eddie Sparrows due?
End of October.
No, well, it's 29th, I think. We all going.
Is that the one you've got as a table for?
Yeah, you coming.
Why not?
Alex, are you coming?
For me?
Yeah, Alex. If not,
Riz will pick you up.
I would love to.
Yeah, get over. Anne-Marie, you coming?
I don't know. I think I've got some on the 29th. I thought it was February.
I did as well, if I'm being honest.
No, this one in October. I think that's a premiere event, and Eddie's is in February. You've not got a table for the October one, Riz.
Ah, right. That's all right then. Because somebody posted that it was on the 29th.
That's the premiere one. Eddie's just promoting that.
Right. Okay.
Ah, right. I was going to say, because I don't recall it being the 29th. It was the Mrs. Prestige that mentioned it. She said, are we going to this? And I said, yeah. Said, when is it? It's the 29th. That's why I thought I'd bring it up.
February.
Yeah, so lots of time now, Alex, to save up.
Yep.
Come over. We'll get your passport for Stockport, won't we?
Just have to, repair my helicopter. Can you do it for me?
Oh, yeah. Prestige,
do you also do helicopters?
Prestige helicopters, mate, yeah. Of Chadderton.
Well,
there you go.
Before he starts going on about his chopper, I think we'll call it a day there. And we'll do it all again this week.
Oh, we need carry on music as well as tumbleweed.
Oh, matron.
Benny Hill.
Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us again. And we'll do it all again next week. We'll talk about the international break.
Fantastic.
Okay.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
See you later.